Well, so guys, I have read an article while we break at the previous time. So in here, I found five elements of democracy itself. The first one is democracy with intelligent,
Mm,
and the next one is democracy of law, and the next one is the democracy of human rights. um how much I have told you guys? Three? Is
three.
it
Three
three? Oh yeah,
already.
three. And the fourth one is democracy with social justice, and also democracy with what is that? Okay, democracy with just democracy with the justice of freedom. So there were five elements of democracy that I have taught you before. So yeah, Mr. Hayrol, I'd like to ask you about one of interesting element in here, that is democracy of intelligent. What do you think about that? Democracy
Democracy
of intelligent.
of intelligence.
Yeah, the number two you can hear.
Okay.
Uh, in the practical,
Mm-mm.
that yeah, uh, every student in our country actually has access
Yes.
the knowledge, and also they gain more knowledge from the democracy system,
Mm-hmm.
from the practical of the democracy, because if we see the student now can access internet, and also they can also access and also have a friend from foreign country,
Yes.
because we allow democracy, and we also allow globalization
Mm-hmm.
in our democracy system. So that's
Okay.
why I think democracy of intelligence is applied in our country.
All
Mm,
right. But
apply.
guys, I got another issues about this democracy. There are five issues also
Oh, the challenges.
that's related to democracy, and I think it's the foundation and basic of democracy itself, like the freedom of assembly and speech. We have
Oh.
our right to speak up as the citizen, as the Indonesian people. So and all, inclusiveness and
Inclusiveness,
equality.
Okay,
equality.
yeah.
Every people has their what equal.
Equal.
We have balance and also the same rights, man and woman and etc. So membership consent, voting, and also right to live and minority rights. That's what I got. The issue about the democracy, the basic issues about democracy. But I want to invite smart listener to join with us right now, talking about this issue, talking about our topic, the purpose of International Day of Democracy. You can share your opinion, smart listener, about our democracy in Indonesia. What do you think? You can write down your comment on our live streaming on YouTube channel Smartfm Makassar. And also you can text us on WhatsApp 0811461011. So, back to our topic. In the last session, I've asked you about one question. Do you think the democracy in Indonesia has running well? What do you think? As the student of university,
Okay. What
who
about you, Mr. Hayrol?
always give who always be the opposite
Yes.
team
Yeah, that's
to
normal to happen.
government.
Yeah.
Our in our country,
Hmm.
yeah, some of the elements, some of the democracy element has been applied well in our country, but some of them need a lot of practice and also need a lot of improvement. We have free elections, and also the election day, we have the right to speak up, but and in the recent years people use that in a wrong way, to criticize the government, to criticize each other, to to state it hate speech each other. That's the use of the wrong way, the wrong use of the right of speech. And yes, it's some of the element that really needs improvement in our country.
yeah.
What about you, Nahwi? Do you see a democracy is running well today?
Okay, so talking about democracy in my perspective itself, I don't put blame a lot to the democracy itself. Uh, Everything in our country itself start from the rule, democracy, and etc. There's nothing wrong with that actually. But the problem is sometimes some people who run the system itself. So there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong with the system or democracy itself, but the problem is the people that run the
The country.
country, that run the mechanism itself. So yeah, so to make it better, to make it change, we have to implement self-awareness ourselves, such as avoiding hate speech, like you said before, and also avoiding black campaign during the general election and much more. So the point is, there is nothing wrong with our country itself. Everything already set up well by the government itself. But the problem is sometimes the problem made by some of unresponsible people itself. So yeah, basically there's nothing wrong with our country.
There's nothing wrong
Yeah,
with the
there's nothing
country
wrong.
and also the rules of
Yeah.
democracy itself,
Mhm.
but the
That's
people who
the
run the
people,
rules.
the people who run the rules. That
Okay.
is the problem.
As the citizen of Indonesia, would you like to give us an example of democracy interpretation in your daily life? Maybe how do you practice the democracy in your daily life, and how do you see the people interpret the democracy itself?
Okay, Mr. Hazel, maybe first.
On our daily life, we can practice such as the freedom of speech, such as criticizing the government, give them suggestion.
In your family,
In my family,
how about your family?
discussing the issue,
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
because discussion is the basic of democracy itself, and also we involve ourselves in election. That's one of the
Yeah,
example of our democracy in our daily life.
So, what is the things that usually you discuss with your family? What issues?
uh, the job, or yeah, the job assignment, actually, the how to say, the pembagian job
Oh,
in our daily,
Job desk.
yeah, job
job
desk in
desk.
our daily life.
Oh, I
Dividing
see.
your job desk
Yeah.
to each member of the family.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. That's well.
One
How
of
about you?
simple.
How about
Okay.
you?
Yeah, I
Nahwi?
myself. Yeah, maybe my answer is similar to our brother before, Mr. Hayol. So generally, I found the interpretation of democracy around my community and also around my organization, such as the right to speech and also the right to deliver our suggestion to our leader in my organization. For example, in my organization in English department, so every single thing that we wanna make, such as making program or making socialization, we have to discuss it first. So I think that is the most common interpretation of democracy itself.
All right. So, sometimes the simple mean and purpose about the democracy itself, like the majority always win. The majority people
Yeah,
always win. Who has the
yeah,
majority voice
true.
always win.
Of course.
Yeah, always win than the minority people. Like so. How do you interpret the mean of democracy itself as a millennials?
Oh, as a millennial, maybe you have
Okay.
a point of view, Mr. Hayo.
As a millennials, how do you maybe you always practice this kind of meaning of democracy in your organization, maybe, or maybe in your community, in your
Yes.
between you and your friends, maybe.
So what about you, Mr. Haikal? Do you have
Democracy
a
as a millennials.
Or maybe
interesting?
yeah, the another meaning of democracy itself, we have the right and freedom to speak.
Yeah.
But let's see, on social media, really we have the freedom of speech in social media, and every day we see a lot of hate comment, a lot of
Hate speech.
the people have a freedom to say what they want to say, right?
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
what do you think about that?
Okay, so as a millennials means the the young generation that really energetic and also enthusiastic about the world. And as a millennials, we involve ourselves in a democracy, such as in election day, and also uh, using your gadget wisely.
Yeah.
In recent days, in recent years, we see a lot of hate speech, hate comments, and a lot of platforms. That's why the government wants to. And the government also wants to govern the mainstream, not the video streaming platforms such as YouTube and also another streaming platform, because a lot of artists, a lot of artists makes their content in streaming platform. So they don't have the government there. They don't have to follow the government rule because the government did not involve in streaming in a streaming platform. That's why the government needs to watch
Oh,
them
yeah.
on the streaming platform. That's one of the example of millennials that use your gadget wisely.
All right, so
What about you, Nahwi?
Yeah, in my perspective itself, maybe yeah, my statement is quite similar with you, Mr. Hail, because looking the era right now, we are in the 4.0 era where a lot of things is easier to access, such as accessing the internet, accessing social media, and etc. But the problem is sometimes the young generation, millennials, are using their gadget in the wrong way, such as making like making a bad content, making a bad video that tribulating that producing hate speech itself. So yeah, as a young generation, we have to be a wise person to use the gadget, and also to utilize every single thing that make us easier this era. So we have to use this era well, because yeah, everything it's easier to access. I think that's all.
well, good. Talking about the democracy, part of democracy is a freedom of speech. And as the student of university, I think you're familiar with the demonstration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Do
sure.
you often, or you always going to express your aspiration on the street like your friends, the most of your friends?
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Hale? Maybe you are, yeah, master at
Joining
it.
the demonstration.
The master of
Do you ever?
Because our university
Yes.
is really famous with demonstration
Yeah.
Yes.
issue.
It's
This is-
always.
It always happen when a big day
the
happen.
king of demo.
So, do you ever join the demonstration?
Once.
Once.
So- How do you feel?
Wow.
Why
Hot,
are you
really
joining
hot.
the demonstration?
It because we are in the first year of the study, and the force of our senior
Yeah.
that really wants a big how to say masa.
The big how to say
Yeah, they
Maybe we
want
can-
more people. They want to
more
gain more
people.
people, so
Huge
they
people.
force us to join the demonstration. We don't know. We don't know what to what to command. We don't know what to fight over this. So we just
Joining at the
join.
just
Okay.
join.
You're joined without
And
reason.
we yeah.
And you don't know what to say.
What to say?
What
What
the
to
things
do?
that we want to do at the moment. It's
So
quite funny
what
actually.
about you, Nawi?
Yeah, to be honest, during I study at university,
never?
I never
Wait.
joining the demonstration. But yeah, like Mr. Harold said before that, the force of our seniors is really big. And yeah, sometimes they force us to join in demonstration, even we don't know what the things that we need to do at the moment. So, for me, uh, I have seen. Maybe I'm never joining in demonstration, but I have seen a lot of demonstration before because yeah, my campus known as yeah a lot of demonstration happen in
Demonstration
there.
people gather in one place.
Yes, gathering in one
And
place. Yeah, the king of demo, but I won't mention the name.
and most of the demonstration will end up with anarchy with
Yeah,
Not at
but
all,
with
I
a
think.
lot
Yeah, but
not at all
mostly.
mostly, but
mostly.
I have heard from my seniors. So before they want to make like demonstration, they will manage a lot of things before
Yeah,
doing that.
Mm.
Like
they
we know
communicate
that
with
they communicate.
the
The
police.
manage of the demonstration and etc. But one thing that I realize right now is I think I start to think that demonstration sometimes is right because if we didn't make like a chaos that making spotlight in that place, there's nothing will change in the government itself. The government will hard to hear our aspirations. So by making the demonstration itself, I think it makes the government hear more our aspiration itself.
So the demonstration is
Mm.
useful.
Yeah, useful. Sometimes it's useful
Okay.
based on the topic that
Is there
the
any
people
demonstration
make the
that's not
demonstration.
useful?
Yeah, it
The
dependable, I think.
the anarchies,
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, like I'm just making
anarchism,
anarchy.
like last year
Yeah.
anarchy
demonstration, yeah.
demonstration, right? So, what do you think about the dramatic demonstration, which always happen in Makassar?
Oh, yeah. For me, I have seen several of the yeah, not dramatic, but it's quite funny for me. Like they make like funny banner in there, and then they bring it to demonstration such as yeah, cukup cukup skripsinya yang direvisi, jangan
Mm,
RUU
that's
ini.
the new
Yeah,
style of
yeah, the new style of
demonstration,
demarcation.
ala
I like
millennial.
it. So they sometimes combine a funny word with something that related with politics. So that actually in my opinion that is
Thing.
yeah.
Okay, the new style of democracy and
Mm.
also demonstration itself. Like, I will tell you a little bit of the expression,
The funny
Oh, the
quotes.
the
funny
funny quotes, and
the
also
funny
expression
quotes.
from the student of university
Uh,
when they do the demonstration.
oh, what is that?
Like what? It's so bad. Even introverts are here.
Oh
It's
my
Wow.
been
god.
wow. Even
Yeah,
introvert
even introvert.
joining the
Introvert
demonstration.
here. Yeah.
So like the word the sentence said, Pak, skincareku mahal dipakai panas-panasan, tapi
Oh
nggak
my
apa-apa.
god.
Soalnya NKRI
It's
harganya
too
lebih
funny actually.
mahal.
Huh.
So another sentence, jangan matikan keadilan, matikan saja mantanku.
Wow. It's
Nice.
quite rude, I think.
Yes, but funny.
Yeah.
So, uh, do you think the demonstration like we seen in our daily life, um, it's effective to say or to express our aspiration from the citizen?
From citizen.
Or
What do you think, Mr.
mostly.
Khairul?
should we do the demonstration
Yeah, we
to
should.
to express and to practice the democracy?
We must, because that's the rights of the government. That's the rights of the citizens itself to express, and also it because the students express themselves in the street to be heard by the representative in the House of Representative. We known as DPR. So we make the demonstration to be heard. That's the purpose of demonstration actually. And one of the most dramatic demonstration that I've ever seen in my life, that last year in September.
Last year.
That's
What is
a
that?
lot of the demonstration about revisi undang-undang KPK.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the
RUU KPK.
the most
dramatic.
thrilling demonstration I've ever
And
seen.
massive
Massive,
demonstration.
because it's the whole country, the whole
Yes.
student in our country made a movement.
From all over Indonesian student.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably the second biggest demonstration that ever held in our country
Yeah.
since '98. I guess.
Yeah.
All
What
right.
about you? Have you ever involved or have you ever see the most dramatic?
Yeah, like you said before that, yeah, the demonstration that happened in last year. So yeah, in my perspective, I think that is
The
the
most-
most dramatic demonstration that I have seen before.
What about in our university? Have you ever
Yeah, I
see
have,
the
such
demonstration?
as the decreasing of the tuition itself.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, some students make movement to decrease the
Did you
number
join?
of
Did you join that?
tuition. Never. I just become watcher when the demonstration happened. Yeah,
Okay. You
Just waiting.
Yes, been
just
the
wait, sure.
the audience of the
Audience.
demonstration.
Yeah,
But
spectators.
what do you think about
Well, welcome back, smart listeners. So, we have talked a lot about democracy itself. Now, I have one interesting thing to discuss. So, yeah, as we know that in here we are millennial generation. So, I'd like to ask maybe Mr. Khairul. So, in your perspective, what the millennials can do in at the moment to express or to make democracy system based on their own style.
So there are some ways
Mhm.
that actually students can do beside demonstration.
What is
Beside
that?
demonstration. Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
So in my 4 year study in university, my lecturers always say that the demonstration is not it's not always the things that you can do as a student to criticize the government. You can always do writing papers
Oh,
in a newspaper and writing articles, make the petitions, online petition to be signed by people
yeah,
to gain more voice.
Yes.
And also express ourselves in a platform such as Instagram, because mostly uh, most the government office has the official Instagram account, so you can directly message the admin or comment on their posts on their feeds Instagrams, so they can probably they see your comments, so they will discuss the matters, the things in their office.
Okay, so meaning that the technology
The technology.
plays a big role in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have read a book that written by the assistant of SBA. So if I'm not mistaken, in that book stated that SBA at the moment utilizing short message. So every time you have a problem, you can send your maybe your aspiration and also your problems through that short message. But at the moment, it's producing chaos because SB at the moment didn't realize that they give he gives his own private number. So yeah, at the moment, yeah, I have read this book. So yeah, SB at the moment didn't realize that he gave his own number. So yeah, at the end of the day, so the minister at the moment make a new number to
The official
yeah,
number,
the
yeah.
official number, so that the people can can
Yeah.
send the message
It's
for the people.
It's
disturbing
so
our
wrong.
personal life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
because it's a private number, and yeah, one of the generous president.
Okay.
I can imagine
Generous. Yeah.
how the all of Indonesian people text him every
Yeah,
day.
so,
To
I read the
criticize,
book.
give
I read
suggestion.
the book. The phone of the SBA becomes hang at the moment. Hang, yeah, totally hang.
All right.
Uh,
Can you give a simple conclusion from
Simple
our
conclusion.
discussion tonight? The purpose um, of our Democracy Day,
Okay, Mr. Hayo.
from your point of view and based on our discussion.
Okay, so to mark 15 September as a Democracy Day, International Democracy Day, because we are facing the election day ahead.
Mm,
So
on December.
I just want to how to say, to persuade the young generation to involve in election day, because your voice is really matters, and your voice is really really important in our election day. So becoming, how to say, in our daily political day, golput is a stupid way, because you are not involving yourself in a political. You don't know the political playing a big role in our country. So I just want to persuade the young generation to play your voice and also elect the
Okay.
person.
Okay. Join to vote
Yeah, join to
join to
vote
vote.
people.
on our election day
Yeah,
later on December, right?
December. Oh yeah.
And make sure that you practice the democracy in a good way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So, what about you?
Maybe
Nahe?
just some additional statement, because Mr. Harold has told us several things. So as a young generation, I do hope that we can increase the awareness of young generation, especially about democracy itself, because yeah, looking the situation right now, I didn't say all of our generation it's didn't care anymore about politic world or democracy, but uh, we as a young generation, if we have a good awareness on political or democracy, we have to make like a movement, or we have to make like something that increase the spirit of the young generation
yeah.
to involve or to fulfill the democracy itself.
Yes, there
Yeah.
are many positivity on that.
Yes, for sure.
All right. As usual, but before that, thank you for the conclusion
Yeah.
and for the
Anytime.
conversation. As usual, in the last session of Smart Up Your Life, our friend Nahui and also Harold from BPC Makassar will share about the vocabularies and also idioms to smart listener.
Okay, maybe start for me. I have maybe only two idioms tonight. The first one is see eye to eye. See eye to eye meaning that a lot of people have made a deal. Some
Okay.
have made a deal. So, for example, in a sentence, I have seen eye to eye with him
Okay.
about some projects.
Okay.
And then the second one
Like
is
wait, like agree and
yeah,
sepakat.
agreement. Yeah,
Agreement,
sepakat. Yeah.
sepakat.
Uh-uh.
Okay. Agreement berarti kesepakatan.
Yeah, kesepakatan. Yes, for
See
sure.
eye to eye.
See eye to eye.
It's mean sepakat or
Sepakat,
agree.
agree. Uh-huh.
Okay.
The second one is hit the sack. Hit the sack meaning that someone if someone wanna go to sleep. For example, in a sentence like this. Because I'm sleepy, I'm going to hit the sack.
Okay. You've told the smart listener about this idea before.
Really? Oh, I didn't
Yes.
realize it. Sorry.
So-
What about you, Mr. Harold? Do you have some vocabularies or
Yeah.
idioms? What is
Some vocabularies that related to democracy.
Okay.
Like
What's that?
like capitalism,
that? Wow, what is that?
dictatorship, and republic, human rights, and government.
Okay.
That those are
Those.
the verb, not verb, vocabs
Okay.
that
Can
related.
you tell the meaning of each word?
First is dictatorship, meaning that the country ruled by one person
Okay.
in a cruel way.
Is that similar meaning to oligarchy? Oligarchy.
Oligarchy. No, no, no. Oligarchy. It's different way. It's different system.
All right. So,
And republic. It's our system in Indonesia.
mm-hmm.
And government and also human rights. Human rights meaning that the all people have the rights
Okay, hak
and
asasi
yeah
manusia.
and equal.
Equal,
Yeah,
setara.
setara.
All right. Thank you so much, Herul. Still? You
No,
have?
Enough.
It's done.
Oh.
Okay, thank you so much, Herul, and also Nahwi
Yeah,
for your
anytime.
time. And we'll see you again next week.
Mhm.
And also, thank you so much for smart listener who's joined us and listen to our conversation this last 1 hour. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,